Alright, this video is for American government, highlights for pages 156 to 161. On page 156, we are talking about the Bill of Rights and the other amendments, so let's look first at the Bill of Rights. So highlight the definition for Bill of Rights. A Bill of Rights is a statement of an individual citizen's legal privileges. And whatever is stated within the Bill of Rights cannot be taken away by a civil government. Looking at the background of the Bill of Rights, know that 3 documents form the historical background to the Bill of Rights, and make sure you know each of these 3 documents. They are the Massachusetts Body of Liberties, the English Bill of Rights, and the Virginia Declaration of Rights. Okay. So turn to page 158, looking at the First Amendment. Keep in mind that the first 10 amendments make up the Bill of Rights. The First Amendment covers freedom of religion, of speech, and of the press, and right of petition. It reads, Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So we've got some background on the freedom of religion there. Remember that many people had fled to America for the purpose of religious freedom. And they were afraid, with the establishment of an official religion, that they were going to have a state-supported church in the United States. And many of the colonies had actually followed the established church pattern. So when it came time to write the Constitution, they insisted upon having the freedom of religion within the Bill of Rights. So look at page 159, highlight the Establishment Clause. And know what this is. This is the clause saying that there's no law respecting an establishment of religion. So the government cannot prefer any one type of church over another. It can't show any preference, and it needs to make all things fair. Now, what this does not mean at all that the church and state are to be completely separate. There's a separation of church and state, in that the state cannot control the church and cannot show preference to denominations. Nothing about this First Amendment says that the church, any kind of church, cannot be involved in government, and that spiritual influence should still remain. Turning the page, highlight on page 160 the Lemon Test in bold there, the Lemon Test. And you could read about what exactly that Lemon Test is, but below where they have the numberings there, highlight this contrivance by the justices of the Supreme Court has led to increased confusion as to how the court will rule on religious issues. And then draw a line connecting Lemon Test down to that. On the second column, highlight freedom of worship and highlight the free exercise clause. We want to know that. So it's the free exercise of religion. A person can worship according to the dictates of his own conscience. The court can decide, though, what is allowed within the free exercise. One example of this is the Mormon practice of polygamy. Mormonism started spreading in the mid-1800s. In 1879, the Supreme Court ruled that polygamy, or having more than one wife, was not constitutional because it violated common standards of decency, morality, and public order. So they might be like, well, this is our religion and we have the right to worship as we want. Well, having more than one wife isn't exactly worship, and it's just kind of weird and gross. So the Supreme Court ruled against it, declared it unconstitutional, and nobody's allowed to have more than one wife. So all within a limited scope of what is kind of right and decent. On page 161, highlight freedom of speech. Find the bold terms below that, slander and libel. Know the definitions for these. Slander is to destroy another person's reputation by false speech. And libel is to destroy another person's reputation by false writing. So know those, know the definitions for them. Laws of treason also forbid an American citizen to say or write anything that would harm his country or advocate its violent revolutionary overthrow. So again, we have the freedom, but it's to be used wisely and to be used in the right way. You can't just go around destroying people's reputations with lies. You can't just go around, telling other countries secrets about your country, or talking about, killing and overthrowing its government. So all within logical boundaries there. All right. I think we just went a little bit further than necessary. We were stopping with freedom of speech. So that is the last of the highlights for today. And we'll keep going with this section tomorrow. Make sure you complete all of your reading thoroughly. Don't just think that getting the highlights is all that you need to do. Make sure you read everything and then answer your questions. And if you have any questions about anything, make sure that you let me know. Have a great day and have a great weekend.